Welcome to another episode of Ruff Talk VR, a weekly podcast with in-depth game reviews, exclusive developer interviews, and the latest MetaQuest and virtual reality news. We join our hosts, the father-son team of D. Scruffles and Stratus today, as they spend another episode breaking down and discussing the world of virtual reality.
Hey, welcome to this episode of Ruff Talk VR, coming at you with what is honestly my favorite time of the week when we get together and podcast. And specifically for today, it is our weekly news edition. We do have some great interviews coming up soon. We'll be getting more into going in depth into specific games as well too through some YouTube videos we've been mapping out and planning. I'm excited for that next stage of content to kick off. But you know what?
There's some good ones coming, man.
I think the news, just getting together and just free flowing like this, is always my favorite. And to be honest with you, if there's no news, I think that we could just talk about whatever for an hour. Easy.
There's really never not been news, but I get what you're saying.
Well, we were saying off air, like today there's not, 25 pieces, 30 pieces like there have been some past weeks, but it's meaty.
It's all meat. Yeah.
Yeah, it's some good pieces.
Some meat and potatoes.
Yeah, some good stuff this week. I do want to say, though, before we get into what's on the agenda for the news, we got early access to an upcoming game from Wenkly Studio, the same studio that made Survival Nation. Don't you know me? Once we start to say a name wrong, that's the first time I've ever made that error too. Survival Nation. Wenkly Studios' next game, which was on the Ruff Talk VR gaming showcase, is Frost Survival, and we love the trailer for it in the showcase.
Well, dude, the minute I saw it, I'm like, come on, I want this.
Mm-hmm.
I need this.
And we've only done one play session because we just got access, and we got a demo that comes with what, 500 hours?
I think it's 500, yeah.
Which sounds like a lot, but it's a survival
no, 500
game.
minutes.
500 minutes. Yeah, I'm sorry, 500 hours. I'm all over the place today on Survival Nations. 500 minutes.
Yeah, it is limited to a certain degree of like map and
it's
such.
Not the full game.
Nope. It's just a nice, let you get your feet wet type of thing.
But oh my goodness, I had a blast with it. And like I said, 500 minutes sounds like a lot, but since it's a survival game,
it's not.
I think we're going to blow through that.
We blew over an hour last night.
Easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
I think an hour and a half.
Just getting started.
Yeah, it's fun. A little scary. Haven't figured out everything, of course.
No.
But it's like, I mean, damn, dude. I mean, we haven't even touched the surface. I mean, literally, like on the build pages of stuff, we're like not even completed one page of shit. And you look at how many, 20 pages.
Yeah, there's a lot in it. You got to manage your hunger, your hydration, and your sanity. And it seems like when your sanity gets lower, you start to see stuff because the things I saw, you didn't see, and the things you saw, I didn't see. I don't know if that was a demo restriction or that's because there were hallucinations, not actually.
I think they're individual hallucinations.
But they will hurt you.
Yeah, well, here's the thing, man. So I ran for my life because I was like, I'm just going to suck it up and go see what happens. And I think it was hurting me, right? So I was running away. And then another time I just got frustrated because it was outside our cabin. And I'm like, I'm just going to go out and face the music. I dumped everything from my backpack. I'm like, I'm coming back, And I walked out and it just went. And then it happened again. So I'm like, I'm feeling like they're real, but they're also hallucinations. So it's just, how do you know which one is which? Because twice I was able to walk right up to it thinking, just fucking kill me. Get it over with. I'll respawn.
Much like Green Hell, yeah. You don't fail the game when you die. You just respawn.
You respawn. So you can run back to your stuff,
Mm-hmm.
And it just disappeared. So I'm like, oh, crap. That must have been a hallucination.
So there's some things we still got to figure out with the monster element of it.
Dude, the whole freaking game.
But there's,
fantastic,
chopping trees, getting flax. You can trap
set
animals.
Traps, yeah.
It seems
Skin,
like just free killing
sewing.
animals. If you just free hunt them, it seems to mess with your sanity.
That's what they said.
But trapping a rabbit, we had no problem with our sanity for. Then you're able to skin it and get meat.
I think there's a difference in how you're like, if you're just going out and just bashing something and
Well,
But no, dude.
Man's
so
hungry.
far, man, I'm.
You can't just drink the water because
I want the full. I want the full damn game.
if you just drink the water, it'll hurt you. So you got to build a fire, then build a rack above it, then build a bucket, go get some water, boil the water, and now it's sanitary.
Well, yeah, like it's supposed to be. You can't just go drinking water.
So the game's good.
Some strange puddle.
Yep. They have, like you referenced, a whole bunch of stuff to build. Right off the top, they let you build an actual base, though. We built a nice, modest one story because we're probably going to depart, adventure out, find a new base, which they allow you to leave a base marker to be like your main base respawn area, which is supposed to be where I understood that you'd respawn if you died and stuff, but
I have to reread the text.
Maybe it didn't say anything about dying. Maybe my brain was like, if I die, I'll come back here. Because then I died and I went right back to the start.
Maybe that is what saves your base for when you go back in.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
That makes kind of sense. But I don't know. I got zero bad to say. I mean, it's till the full game is out. It's a demo. I just know, like I knew when I saw the trailer for it, I want it really bad.
Oh, dude, I'm even more hyped for it now.
It's co-op, it's survival. It's a good studio. We've been playing functions really well. I had no problem with.
I didn't have any crashes or anything like that, so that's good.
I like their build system. It's pretty cool. It's easy as far as like understanding, long log, medium log, half log, because you can do the split logs in this one. Firewood log, sticks, rocks. And again, haven't even touched don't even know what's coming. Yeah,
no, I'm excited. Definitely even more excited for the full launch. Blow through this 500 minutes like nobody's business. Yeah. And then,
it's going to be a sad day.
I'm excited though. They got something special, great upcoming co-op game, no doubt. And, I'm a sucker for a good survival game. So this one came out of left field last week. I was not expecting this. We are getting a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles VR game next year, coming to Quest and Steam, made by developers Cortopia Studios. And
that's important.
Well, they just did Gorn too.
Yeah, dude. No, that's really important.
Well, they did Gorn 2 as well, I should say. Published by Beyond Frames. Dude, Gorn 2, it came out, it got good reception. People love Gorn. And now right off the heels of that, they're going to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles next year.
Oh, this hands down will be their biggest release.
It's a massive IP to have.
Yeah, and that's why. I mean, they went deep on this one, dude.
And I don't know, this one's right in our backyard in the sense that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is Northampton, Mass.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
All of 25 minutes away.
There's references to Northampton in the series, quite a bit of it.
There are no turtles in Northampton.
You don't know that. Have you ever checked those sewers?
Well, I mean, in the
you
woods.
Ever checked the sewers?
Man, there's no sewers. And if there was, they're spotless. You could eat off them. Look at the real estate of Northampton, Mass. Yeah. Mine will be blown.
There was no gameplay shown or anything like that, but
it was a good trailer, though.
But what's good to know is it's going to be playable up to 4 players, which is there's 4 Ninja Turtles. It's essential.
I count the pizza and some animation as gameplay. No, I was excited. Dude, that's a huge launch.
Yeah, no, this is going to be massive.
And again, when I saw who was behind it, I'm like, oh, okay.
I got complete faith when I saw Cortopia Studios,
and Beyond Frames. Yeah, life's pretty good.
And again, Quest and Steam, so both store pages are up, which means you can go wishlist now. Oh my goodness, it's going to be awesome. Dude. Yeah, you can wishlist it now on Quest and Steam, so that's awesome.
Cortopia knows those fight mechanics too.
Yeah, this is going to be fun.
Wow.
So I know your next one.
Dude, you know what? Honestly, if I just want to talk about this and then be like, all right, have fun, I'm out, short news week, I'd be content. Team Beef, some peeps that we got to meet a handful of in Germany last year. Just amazing people doing amazing things in the world of modding with a success record of like 0 failures, right? Just name it. Everyone kind of supports them. Executive peeps, everybody. I think you've mentioned like they should be employed by Meta. Work direct for the source. But they're taking one of my.
No, what I said is I'm surprised Meta didn't buy them after their first mod.
Buy them.
Yeah, just like boom.
As long as Google doesn't get involved and stays away from them, I think we're golden. But no, they're geniuses at what they do, and they've probably delivered right now to me some of the best news I could have heard, because I've said before, like, oh man, I'd love to see Counter-Strike in VR. They're doing it, and doing it real soon. Patreon peeps will have, of course, access before the rest. This is the first time I've been excited to like sideload something into my headset. Counter-Strike 1.6.
Mm-hmm.
So, oh my God. Quest and Pico. It'll totally run on the headset. So there's not going to be any like, I mean, I'm curious about
it. Won't be on the
the
store. Like you said, you're going to have to.
Yeah, no, this will be, you got to backdoor it, whatever. But I'm cool with it. You know, I'm going to do it. And I'm going to be in it. And if it runs really well, the issue I'm wondering is some of the settings that you can change when you play on PC. You should still be able to do that, right? Like your frames per second and all that shit. There's some rate things that I usually change when I play 1.6 to maximize the best I can get out of it.
We'll see.
But Team Beef is about to drop a Counter-Strike bomb on the VR world.
I think you said that's going to be a problem for my time.
It really, I mean, it's the best 5v5 on planet Earth, in my opinion.
I remember
it's like, what the hell, man? I say this coming from playing tournament, you know?
Well, we've talked 1.6 on this podcast previously, and your nostalgia and your moments and memories with it.
Dude, it's
so many hours.
It ruined my life. No, I did. We had practice nights. I took over, infiltrated someone's clan once and took their best players for our league play.
Things were serious back then for 1.6.
Yeah, dude. We had our own server. I think it cost me $60 a month back then for it.
Well, how about when I first...
Holy crap.
We first start talking the news of it, and you go, well, what version is it? And I go 1.6, and you go, there we go.
Yep. Congratulations.
They're doing it.
Yeah. I mean, obviously,
I think you go, what are they doing? Source. I think that was your first guess. You go, what are they doing? Source.
And I'm like, I don't know if that would even run on a Quest.
You go, I go 1.6, and you go, there we go.
Yeah. No, dude, it's, again, if the frame rates are good, and
I'm excited to play this one with you.
I'm
excited.
Putting it in our Discord right now, like, needs to be there.
Mm-hmm.
You want to have like a group night.
Team Beef, man.
Samson loves Breachers, so
they also play a lot of Doom VR.
Maybe we could get him to pop over into some Counter-Strike.
They do a weekly Doom night as well.
What's cool too is you can do 3v3,
Make that a weekly Counter-Strike night too. Dude, Counter-Strike in VR.
Counter-Strike every night? Yeah.
Are you ready? Are you ready to go, man?
What sucks is it doesn't suck. I enjoy what we do, right? But if I wasn't doing this with
that's all you would play? Is that what you're going to get at?
Yeah, I'd be like, are they going to have tournaments and leagues and shit? I'd already be thinking of it. Be like, shit, man, I'm going to start practicing
full-time
like 3-4 hours a night.
1.6 coming back into your life.
No,
20 years later.
I can't. It sucks. I really can't. The amount of practice you have to do for league.
I want to see how quickly it comes back to you in VR.
So I want to have fun with it, but I don't want it to I don't want it to be my only thing in life that I'm going to play, and I'm going to play every day no matter what.
Wait till the first time after you play it and you're just thinking about it in bed. You wake up thinking about it. Did you say you woke up this morning thinking about Frost Survival?
Yeah.
You go like, fuck, I want to play that right now.
Dude, I have old, I have them saved somewhere too on a little zip drive, like old videos of me playing Counter-Strike back in the day, where I'd go into public servers and play after coming off like a practice night. And this is not a fucking lie. Like, I'll pull up the list of everyone's scores, and I'm like 120 kills, no deaths, which was not an uncommon try to break 100 without dying once in a Counter-Strike server, which is just, not league play, of course. And yeah, you get fucking banned from servers all the time. And it would just feel great. You're like, damn, these fucking people aren't believing I'm not cheating. I'm just fucking good. Especially when you play a spot.
Dude, I want to see how much of this just quickly translates
People
over.
don't want to play with me, man, because it's like you're gonna play a spot. You're not gonna fucking run around and
You should
aimlessly
theoretically
kill
already know the
people.
maps.
yeah, get used to them. You should be able to run it backwards without hitting doors and shit. And that would just be like your 3 essentials would be Dust, Dust 2, and Aztec. Yeah, I would highly recommend knowing those maps if you want to play.
I'm excited. Team Beef, as soon as it's
awesome.
available, hit up your boys.
Thank you so much. This is like Christmas. This is like Christmas news for me.
Oh, dude, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
All right.
Can't wait to try it.
On the, again, meaty pieces of news this week.
The meat?
So far, we've done Ninja Turtles VR, which is going to be huge.
1.6.
Ninja Turtles in VR is going to be one of the biggest, if not the biggest release of 2026.
That we know of.
Already.
I think there's something that we're going to hear about before the end of the year that's going to be pretty huge.
Oh, shit. This wasn't on my list of news. There was rumors. How did I miss this? How did I miss putting this on? I'll mention this last week. A piece of news came out last week that there's rumors of a Deadpool VR game with Neil Patrick Harris in it.
Yeah.
They say in the rumors, I don't know if it's true. Guess who? That the studio that would be making it would be Twisted Pixel Studios. We've been asking about them for years. They're the studio that made Path of the Warrior.
Mm-hmm.
We've always like, what is Twisted Pixel up to? They might be making a Deadpool VR game. That would be huge. And that'd be interesting because that would be the second meta studio dabbling into superheroes.
Which kind of tells me the studio that's not making it
Is making something else?
Can't because of
Wolverine?
I'm not saying fucking Wolverine. Wolverine, possibly. We don't know.
I want Hulk, man. That one
Hulk
upgrade,
smash!
that upgrade in Gorn sold me. All right, but that was a rumor that came out last week. That just came to mind.
No, that was a good rumor.
I hope that's true. I've been asking about Twisted Pixel Studios for so long. And
Well,
if
it's good to know they're working on something, right?
But again, just a rumor. Maybe it's not true. Maybe it is. I hope it's true. I'm a fan of Twisted Pixel Studios. I've been wondering what they've been doing, and
Give Neil Patrick a buzz and see what's up.
that would be a huge title. I've heard before that he's a fan of VR. I don't know
He's probably a fan of a paycheck.
well, aren't we all? That doesn't-
You know?
So, anywho, the real news I was going to go to with this next part, again, meaty, because that was a pretty meaty piece too.
I just want to know that that's kind of true.
I hope it is. Behemoth is getting a free update this week. They're calling it their Rites of Wrath update. There's going to be the arena mode, which was in the game before as a beta mode, but it's now kind of in its like full game mode. And then there's also the Behemoth Trials, which is a mode that sounds like you'll just fight the boss creatures in it. So bringing 2 new game modes to the game for free this week. And it's out now on Quest, PlayStation VR, Steam, and Rift. Come on, man. It's available everywhere.
Okay.
Except Pico.
Oh. I can't talk because we can't get one.
Yeah.
Well, we can if we,
Yeah. If it was available in North America, it would probably be on a Pico too. So it sounds like the update will be on all those platforms as well too. So that's awesome.
Okay.
Sweet.
I think they're doing the best they can to keep Behemoth active and alive.
I saw a lot of hype for this update. People are real excited to see this. So, I mean, it's kind of it already sounds like it's bringing some new.
And to show the attention span truly of the market, it's, and I'm not going to blame anything or anyone. It's just the way the market is. This game came out with like some thunder, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like this is the shit. And it just like,
Oh, yeah. There's very
almost
much
like it's throwing a coal into a waterfall. And it's like, if you can get your coal through that waterfall and it's still a glowing amber, you have succeeded. And not many people, it just, I don't know. It's weird. I see these titles come out and there's so much fire behind them. And even the hate for Civ is like yesterday's news, when I'm sure it's still irrelevant.
Mm-hmm. Well, even for this game, back in March, they added a new game plus mode that allows you to bring over your, unlocked abilities, weapons, collectibles, and stuff like that into your next player. playthrough.
Okay.
So it's like they've been adding
Yeah, like I'm saying, they keep adding to keep it with some relevance.
How's their store rating right now? Let's see their old store rating.
I'm curious of that, and since I brought
4.1.
That's freaking good.
1.3. Yeah, like,
what's wrong?
like 4.5 is probably.
Oh yeah, no, but originally they. Since you're there, and I love the 1 stars.
They have 11% 1 star.
Yeah, that's not bad though, because what are they in for 5s?
64%.
64,
and then 13%, 4%.
So if you look at the 1 stars, I'm sure a lot of those, I would think, are older dated than an influx of new people popping in, being like, "Hey."
You'd hope, but hey, they broke 1,000 reviews, 1.3. That's pretty good.
What is I just casually throughout the day, I'm curious if Civ has moved up in the ranks.
I'll check in a minute,
because that was last time that we really looked. I think it was like a 2.1, which is unfortunate because I will stand my ground that game is like, yes, their launch was a little rough, but the gameplay since has been really freaking smooth. So Ghosts of Tabor, always making updates, always doing changes, making things better. But they dropped a couple of new DLCs for skins, specifically the Black Ops skins. So you can get the Black Ops weapon pack skin and the secure container skin pack. My only problem with skins is I don't like to use fancy shit when I go in there. And when I do, I get really scared of losing it. But since it's DLC, you'll have it forever. $2.99 for the secure
like
container.
You'll get it the next wipe.
Yeah.
Again, yeah.
Oh, no. Well, some of the shit you can go right to your store and buy again.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So no, you're not in fear of like, oh no, I'm going to buy this and I'm going to lose it forever. No, all the DLCs you own forever. But $2.99 for the.
Oh, wow. That's a
secure container skin. Yeah, dude.
Mighty coconut price.
And the Black Ops.
$1 cheaper, actually.
The Black Ops weapon pack, $3.99.
Okay.
That's not freaking bad at all, dude.
No.
And, let's be honest, some people like skins.
Yeah.
But I'm not. Man, again, they're too nice. Like, don't give me shit that's so nice I'm going to be scared to use it.
That's a smart little way to do DLCs.
Yeah.
It's not like they're getting you weapons that you can only have.
It's not pay to win.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like the old days of Pop 1 for me.
Yeah. Well, that's a nice one.
And we had a problem with that, dude. So the fact that they're now doing this type of shit could be a problem.
Well, I like that. That's a good one.
Yeah, man. Of course, $2.99 doesn't seem like a lot, but it supports the team to actually make the game better and better. So
Ghosts of Tabor.
Yeah.
Keeping things moving all the time. Huge props.
I thought it was going to be more. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, when you said the price, I was like, damn, that's for skins, that's like the perfect price. And again, if you're not a skins person,
it doesn't change anything.
Yeah, it's nothing that like you're really missing an experience if you don't have.
Dude, me personally,
I love skins. I'm a sucker for skins.
Pop 1, I liked it because character skins, it'd make you stand out in some cases. But in our case, we always used one particular skin. To this day, if we go in there, we're going to use it because you're darker. We make a harder target. But I like some of the rawness of the Ghost of Tabor just as is, like take away every DLC that has come with it. Just the rawness of the uniforms. I like that.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't think that they've done any DLCs that are your character.
No,
it's always just weapons.
You're
always
the
your
backpack,
character.
the anime backpack,
which is probably a smart way to do it because, like you said, with Pop 1, once you do the character skins, there will always be one that just blends the best.
1,000,000%.
So it's smart that they've always done weapons.
Everyone has the same options.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome.
Yep.
So I figured we go into our Patreon at this point instead of the direct halfway in the news, just because those first few, I had when I outlined this, anticipated that those were going to be some of the meatiest ones. So as always, huge thank you to our Patreon supporters on our on-air Patreon tier, on-air shout-out tier for Patreon. Huge thank you to Asim, Amelia, Carson, Aspire Mike, Jake, Crispy, Shoes, and Tom. Thank you all for your continued support week after week. And you can join that esteemed list by visiting the link in our show notes, what we call our episode description. We can also find the link to our famous, our hugely hyped Discord server, which is a great community of non-toxic, just great VR discussion, food discussion, life discussion, community hangouts, game meetups. You got a question about a game, you need suggestions, whatever. I mean, if you ask me, it's the place to be. So you can find the link for our Patreon and our Discord in the, like I said, in the episode description. And again, huge thank you to our Patreon peeps. You know, like I said, I say it every week. Without you all, you know, the lights wouldn't be on. Be seeing us all like wow, we'd be audio only as well. Joke, you know.
Yeah, no, for the most part.
You'd be like, where'd their camera go? We lost our Patreon people. You know. You know, what can we do? So this next one is a sequel, 9 years in anticipation. Unseen Diplomacy. It's a game that came out 9 years ago. They just announced their sequel, Unseen Diplomacy 2, Spy Harder. The sequel to the game, this time coming to Quest and PC VR instead of just PC VR, as 9 years ago there was no Quest. And this is going to be coming with a full campaign. They say expanded gameplay mechanics from the original, which admittingly I did not play. And they say that it'll have comic book-esque visuals. So you're going to play as a spy master leading an elite agency. And dude, it looks fun. Looks real fun. I love these spy games. It's made by developer Triangular Pixels. So let's see. It's going to be coming. They're targeting a 2025 launch with no specific date. I don't know. Like I said, I didn't play the original, but I'm excited for this one. It looks fun. People that played the original, they speak highly of it. It looks like a silly.
It definitely looks silly.
Yeah, I like the spy themed games. Like I think of I Expect You to Die. That like, it doesn't look like an escape room. That one? Well, because it's a spy themed. It's like the most notable spy themed.
Where is it? I Expect You to Die 4.
We want it.
It's got to be close, bro.
There is going to be a mixed reality mode for the game, but only on the Quest. As you know, that's a Quest specific feature.
Well, Quest mixed reality is pretty tight. Mm-hmm. I think we take for granted just how good it really is until you put on that too.
Mm-hmm. And since you're the spy master in the game, they say that there's going to be a quote unquote strategic layer to the game because you have to recruit agents, manage resources, deploy operatives across missions to stop villains. And that means that success varies across different playthroughs depending on the choices you make.
Okay.
So it's not just going to even be a one playthrough game.
It's kind of how they did it was the news one broadcast. Is that what it was?
Dude, I love strategy elements to these type of games. You just sit at your little managing board. You manage everything. So, dude, I'm hyped now.
That's what made Choose Your Own Adventure book so good back in the day. You could reread the friggin' book. Or you could manipulate your choice and always do 2 or 3.
It also sounds like there's going to be a quick play level, so that's pretty cool.
I suppose in more serious news, maybe I should have started with this one, Palmer Luckey and, well, I should say Palmer Luckey's company and Zuckerberg's company will be working together on Anduril's Eagle Eye headset, which is
being such a futuristic name.
Yeah, Eagle Eye. So no real word on like what exact technology Meta's going to bring to the table with this, but they've been already working on it together for a while. So, we're just not allowed to know what technology and for all the right reasons. But, hey, this is, to me, the way I understand it is technology that's going to give us a little better edge or to those who wear it. But to what degree? And, again, obviously people aren't working on top secret stuff and saying this is exactly what it's going to do or not do. But if it gives you an outline of a battlefield in real time, which is what I pretty much envision it's going to do, you could look 3 miles ahead in real time. And we know Meta has some pretty incredible technology that's not very consumer friendly at the moment, but it works. And now you're going to team these two up.
I like how even Upload VR said, like, you know, the $10,000 price tag that Meta said at Connect is outside the consumer cost, but for the U.S. military.
Yeah. Especially with
that's doable.
A Sharpied budget.
And
who knows?
OpenAI, makers of ChatGPT, was often considered like the leader in, you know, AI these days. They've described Meta with their Llama model as their number one threat, like their number one competitor. Now, I mean, Anduril has already used AI in their drones, but now they're getting access, I'm sure, and I don't know the exact details of this, but I imagine that they're going to get some access to Llama as well, too, to potentially incorporate. That would only make sense if they have such advanced AI as well. And again, like we've talked about the story of Palmer Luckey before, don't need to do a start to finish thing. Love to have him on to do that himself, to be honest with you, but they outed him from Facebook.
Yeah.
You know, he got kicked out. And now, I mean, if anything, this is a good sign of, you know, a rekindling of relationship. People are asking him,
to me, this isn't Palmer going to Meta. This is Meta going to Palmer.
Who knows the final, you know, the way everything.
Or it's just a simple matter of what you have works, and I need it.
I just like it because it seems like bad blood is gone.
Well, yeah, dude. It
seems like, you know, things.
It's been a lot of years.
It's been a decade.
Yeah, it's been a lot of years.
People are asking Palmer Luckey before the announcement came out when he was teasing it, is it going to be consumer? And he was like, no, not yet. I imagine he had some sort of non-compete for probably at least a decade.
Well, if there was anybody to break it, it would have been him, right?
Well, he hasn't done anything consumer side with VR.
Well, I mean, in all seriousness, with what he's been working on, would you?
No,
I mean, he seems to be really freaking good at this.
He came out with a Game Boy style handheld device last year. So man just has fun.
Yeah, he does. Dude, he's definitely a free spirit.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't believe he's the type you're going to tell what to do.
I just wouldn't be surprised to know that there's some sort of contract that he can't do anything consumer side. And it's good to know that if that's the case, when he can, like, things are good with him and Meta. Maybe we could see a partnership there as well, too. Imagine Palmer Luckey and Meta working together on a headset again.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think it'd be really good. I look at Palmer Luckey where he is and what he's like main focus in life seems to be at the moment. And how do you change that?
Oh, I know about it. Again,
other than him being like, you know what, fuck that, I'm building a headset.
I'll pull up.
Why not?
I'll show you after the console he came out with last year. Yeah. You know, people always do a little.
You gotta have a hobby, right?
Yeah, you know,
you gotta have something to tinker with. No, but this is a good one.
Not too much specifics, it seems like, of like exactly.
Well, no, but here's where it gets interesting, because if there's something that we're shown or seen, or you know, the military says, "Hey, we're working on this," it's kind of already done, and it's been done a lot longer than you'll be told it's been done, because they work on projects that, you know, 5-7 years out that you're never told about. So it's like, it's this weird delay of what's going on versus what you're told's going on. And that's not like, oh, you're wearing a conspiracy hat. It's like, no, it's just defense contracting, and even the bid books they give, like, it's an NDA book. You can't talk about any of the projects.
And well, for about a decade, they had HoloLens as their contracted device for AR, and they canceled that contract this past year and signed it with Anduril. So I imagine that this has some sort of tie-in with that as well, for Meta to help them with whatever the AR headset that they're going to produce for the U.S. military is. Dude, the U.S. military is going to run around with Orion glasses out here.
I mean, at this point, I don't know why they just don't put robots out there.
Dude, interesting, you know? Interesting times ahead.
Look up with Boston Dynamics. That's where shit gets scary. You know,
Definitely unexpected news. And the console that he came out with last year was called Mod Retro as well, too. Just a little handheld emulator device. Look at that. Oh, looks like a Game Boy. Tell me the guy's never going to make a consumer headset again.
I make that thing. I get sued.
I make out here making Game Boys out here. You're going to tell me he's not going to make a headset, you know? Too funny. All right. Anyway, dude, I'm telling you, meaty stuff. We also squeezed into all the stuff that came out this week. It came out that World War Z VR. It's an existing game, World War Z. I never played it. It's a third-person VR game. I'm sorry, it's a third-person flat-screen game, as evidenced by the name, World War Z. To me, I hear that, I think zombie shit, and that's exactly what the game is. It's a zombie shooter. We have no shortage of those. It comes from developer Saber Interactive. What's interesting is the flat-screen version, from what I've read, focuses heavily on multiplayer, whereas the VR game is going to launch single player only and focus on that. That's not to say that there won't ever be multiplayer, but single player is definitely going to be the focus and all that's available at the start. And they're saying that players are going to face hordes of up to 200 zombies on screen at a time.
That's a lot of zombies.
Let's see if that
It's
holds
a strong
true.
title, though.
I mean, it's coming to Quest and Steam. So this is a pretty big announcement. It's going to launch on August 12th. For $19.99 on Quest and Steam.
I do like that there are difficulty settings available.
Mm-hmm. That's huge.
And I feel like even on the easiest, it's not going to be easy.
Mm-hmm.
No, I own it for flat screen.
Are you a fan? Do you recall it much or no? Is it just one of those too many games?
It's buried,
yeah.
especially with.
Definitely got to pop into it. Maybe I'll see if it's on Game Pass or something like that. Or if I can pick it up cheap on Steam and we can do a multiplayer run on it just to see.
It's funny as more and more of these games are going to come out. People are going to, and it's if you came out of the gate doing it with the third person view, people would bet you it's not a VR game. But to have the option would be pretty freaking cool.
Yeah, but look, it's going to be first person based off of the trailer, unlike the flat screen one. Man, zombie shooters are so much more fun multiplayer. I'm a little bummed at the single player only. Like, I would definitely go in this way more. I already know after it comes out if it was multiplayer. Me and you would play every single piece of content in it.
I'm actually, for a lot of the flat screen ones that they're bringing over, I'm amazed that this is on the, like, it's happening.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Saber Interactive is a big developer. This is a big title.
World War Z is a big title, dude.
If you pre-order it, you get a golden skin pack, which comes with 4 golden skinned weapons. And additionally, as well, it's always cool when this is a case, you know, Steam users can purchase the flat screen game and the VR edition through a discounted bundle. That's cool that Saber Interactive is getting into VR more and more.
Mm-hmm. And dude, coming in with this again, a freaking strong title.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, they did end support for Exploding Kittens VR.
That was a little shocking, but
that's probably
you
to
want
make
to talk
room.
about it for a minute.
I think they're doing that to focus on World War Z.
But there was nothing wrong with Exploding Kittens.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great example of something coming out that just
didn't pick up,
had no traction.
Yeah, absolutely. And when that happens
for
with
no
a
reason either, because
game,
it was, dude, was that not fun?
Yeah, it was fun, definitely. But we also did have a weird experience in the lobby, and there was no way to like report the character.
Oh yeah, no, that was a little harsh.
So remember that. So
yeah, but a lot of games suffer that.
Yeah, I know, but it's important that you have ways in the game to handle it.
A lot of games,
and there was no way to handle it in the game.
Man, you know my argument would be that, even though I agree. I totally agree.
Just how often do you think those things?
Cards and Tankards is a great example of like they too, had issues.
You could report people.
Yeah. Oh no, they made it really easy. Pop One though. What are you doing, man?
Well, yeah, and
you got to record it and then go.
Pop One has AI lobbies now. Pop One's struggling.
Oh,
I don't. maybe I'm exaggerating saying struggling, but yeah, you know how like sometimes you boot into Quantar and it's not real opponents?
I've been able to boot into Quantar in 6 months.
Back in the heyday, you know how sometimes you would?
Yeah.
Welcome to Pop 1.
I mean, hey, they're keeping it going.
Yeah.
But I mean, shit, dude, that's sad.
I'm just saying that those are the type of stuff that...
But you got so many...
if that happened our one time we played, how often do you think that stuff happens? And the reality is every one of those experiences, you're keeping one player away from playing at a minimum. Like you're just like killing your user base if you have no way to moderate that.
No, I mean, it had its glory day for sure. But the amount of options of really good shooting games.
Oh, I'm sorry. I went back to Exploding Kittens. I was saying like, if you have no way to moderate that toxicity.
Yeah, but that's, I mean, they could fix that. That's not the hardest. Where's this freaking shit I talked about 2 years ago about the AI being able to listen in on games? And
well, yeah, there's none of that was implemented in there. There's no way to report. So like, think of every time one of those incidents, like we had a weird incident.
Yeah, but I don't.
We never went back in.
No, but I don't. No, but I don't see the hype behind it after its initial.
That's true too. Yeah.
Not going to say like, I mean, it still has a good rating, right?
4.4 with 150 ratings, $9.99 on the Quest.
So,
and they're not killing the server of it.
No, there's just no more support for it.
No more updates and stuff like that. So, but anyway.
So how's it going to work when Meta does an update that they have to do an update?
Yeah. World War Z though, coming August 12th, 1999 on Quest and Steam. World War Z VR, I will say, the VR adaptation of the popular flat screen game, but almost looks like a spin-off. Looks like not at all a one-to-one. You know, if the original's third person, this one's first.
Yeah.
You know, it looks like its own little take on the game.
But kudos for doing it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I'll give credit. I got a whole list if anybody wants to talk about flat screen games coming over. So we were supposed to be getting Slap Fighter VR this last month now, which is May.
Flat Fighter.
There's a game. Flappy McD. It's actually been rescheduled till fall of 2005, but they dropped their first ever gameplay trailer.
Which
not gonna lie,
you had a different vision
I had a
in
different
mind.
mental vision of the game
I
than what
remember
it
you
is.
saying that.
This is truly like so think of a fighting game, but no, you're slapping. And it looks like there's some obstacle element to it.
You thought it would be like the
standing
1v1
at a table, you're
slapping.
Oh yeah. So I wasn't necessarily prepared for that. So knowing that, it's like, okay, I'm still down. But like legit, I'm trying to like think like a fighting game, but you're slapping. Or like a punching game. Path of the Warrior, but you'd be slapping. I don't know. You got some mystical shit going on, so there might be spells. And again, some obstacles, maybe some mini games, it looks like. This is a real who's to say. They already threw me that curveball with the trailer. But they had me at standing at a table and slapping, so why wouldn't I want to play this? There's a lot more to this than what I thought was going to happen. So kudos to them. Sucks to be delayed, but a delay of that size is for a pretty good reason.
Mm-hmm. Again, I had the same vision as you, though. It's not what I anticipated.
I wasn't crazy in that.
No, it's not what I anticipated.
I almost felt bad when I first watched the trailer because I was excited and I was like, holy smokes, I couldn't have been more wrong about what I thought.
So this next game, it was originally out in 2020 as a PC VR only game. It is now launched on Quest 3 and 3S, made by developer Gexagon VR. Hard Bullet.
What's the name again?
Gexagon. I think it's like hexagon with a G. Hard Bullet. It's a physics-based combat game inspired by Hong Kong movies. You're going to have ranged weapons. You're going to have some melee weapons. So like pistols, rifles, revolvers, machine guns. You're going to have knives, swords, a whole bunch of different ways to kill people in this. There's going to be a sandbox mode, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's a sandbox mode. Just customize the setting, what weapons you want to use, and bada bing, bada boom, get to killing. There's arena mode, which is just an endless wave of enemies, and then ride mode, which is a progression-based option, which provides weapons and challenges as you go through it. So it's out now on Quest 3 and Steam, but it was already out on PC VR. And on Quest 3, it is $19.99, 4.5 overall, already at 1.1K reviews. Wow. And it just came out May 27. So it's crushing it. People are loving it. I'll definitely have to get my filthy paws on this one.
Yeah, I kind of want to play that.
I think they've already even done some updates for it, too.
Really?
Yeah, they've already done two bug fixes. They did a bug fix for Quest Pro controllers, which is an incredibly niche user base, which shows you that as developers, like, they don't care if it's one or two players. I mean, how many people do you think are playing this with Quest Pro controllers?
Right.
But they fixed an issue, let alone reporting an issue. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Shoes sent them an email.
So they did that 5 days ago as of this episode dropping. And then 2 days ago, they did another bug fix update. So boom, boom, they're on top of it. Nice, dude. I definitely have to check this one out.
Okay. You know what I want to check out?
I like, just listen to the start of this review. Step 1, buy Hard Bullet. Step 2, play Hard Bullet. Step 3, keep playing over and over.
They're running 7% 4, 7% 1.
Yeah, and 81% 5.
81%.
They're doing good.
5. Okay.
I gotta check this one out.
Ratings of the lie, right?
This one, man.
This one has me excited. Who doesn't like archery, right? I do. And who doesn't like golf? I do. So we give you, available out last week, early access, which is important to say, App Lab, Bow Course Archery Golf. Out now, MetaQuest. Single player, multiplayer support. You have realistic physics, of course, because it's archery, across 2 9-target courses. They'll, of course, have customizable settings, difficulties, and basically whoever takes the least amount of shots wins. It will be a Steam release in a year. So when I thought archery golf, there is a trailer, I thought like, oh, how are they going to do this? So they basically put targets in a golf setting per se, which gives them pretty free liberties to do what they want.
I was wondering if you're gonna like shoot a golf ball.
No, it's arrows, and then you got to hit the target. And
it's a cool concept. I'm surprised nobody's done something like this yet.
When I saw the avatars, though, you know who I thought of?
Bocce Time. These look like the Bocce Time Potato Man avatars for sure.
I had to look. This is by Corpy Games, I should say. So I went to look real quick to see if it was the same dude, because I'm like, come on, man, those are the best avatars ever. Mr. Potato Head.
Well, $11.99 on the Quest store is not a bad price.
No, and I have a feeling they can and keep adding to it. So
I'll definitely check this one out.
2 9-target courses. I mean, so that's 18.
And they're just getting started.
Yeah. I mean, it'll be the price. Come on.
Or like you said, early access. I'll definitely check this out. Looks a lot of fun.
But again, this is a great example of where they would probably do better on App Lab.
Oh, yeah. No, it's going to get buried.
And just into the yeah.
They're going to have to do like a full launch.
Yeah. And at that point, it's like you lose. I don't know. I don't want to just sit there and browbeat that Lab bullshit to death. But it's like I live it all the time now, and it's like all I'm doing is watching companies suffer.
It's screwing over the developers like this, and the reality is it's also screwing over the bigger studios like Saber Interactive that come over with a big IP like Exploding Kittens, and it can't get coverage.
Yeah, can't get the traction.
Because it's buried out by 1,000. Everybody loses. It's not benefiting the indie dev. It's not benefiting the big studio.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's sad.
Yeah. Cool concept for a game, though. I'll give props there. That's a cool concept.
Yeah, I mean, we know of one Frisbee golf game, but not, that was like way back when.
I do want to shout out that there's yet to be a archery game that has better archery mechanics. And it's such a small game. There's not much to do in it, but it is fun only because of how good the archery mechanics are. Archery Pro.
That's my favorite archery game. I can't find anybody to play with.
Imagine that in like Nobody a combat setting. They absolutely crushed bow mechanics, and I've never seen anything like it.
They're one of the only archery games I know that give you a sight.
And the way it turns.
Yeah, so you can line
oh my
up your
god,
shot.
dude, no, they did.
They give you the wind direction.
If you're just
they
a
give you the
fan of
shot.
archery, that game is worth it.
Fuck, dude.
It's just target practice. It's just targets. That's all that's in the game. Boom, you just hit targets.
Yeah, and they got the mini games.
Yeah,
Not mini games, but like the actual like.
I'm just not lying.
single-player
There's not a ton of
challenges.
depth to the game, but oh my god, the archery mechanics are
player
solid.
versus player. It's like shit, man. I'll do that all the time.
The 3 rounds of it.
Yeah, it's quick.
Oh, it's so fun.
A minute.
It is
and a
fun.
half.
It is real fun.
I'll tell you what, though, you make one mistake and that's it.
Mhm.
That's the game. No, that's a great freaking game.
Yeah, so I had to shout that out. But that bow course, unique concept. I'm excited for that.
Yeah,
So
it's out.
from a studio we love, Drop Dead the Cabin, made by developer Soul Assembly. Drop Dead the Cabin has done such a good job staying in relevancy. You know, they launched with their main game mode, which was hard as hell. And then they did Home Invasion, the mixed reality game mode. And as well, they've continuously done different updates through the time. They've now upgraded their avatars in the game because their avatars use the meta avatars. They now use the newest meta avatars that have the legs. So it's been a very slow rollout. Not a lot of meta apps use the legs. Yeah, not a lot of games that use meta avatars use the legs. I've heard that they're buggy. They're tough to work with. But Soul Assembly got it working. They got the new leg avatars in their game, which is going to add a new element to immersion, I'm sure. So I'm down to do another run of it. Dude, it's hard as hell, though. Drop Dead the Cabin.
And you're putting it lightly.
Mhm.
Yeah. No, that's legit.
But I want to see it with the meta avatars with legs, so let's see.
I don't even know if I'm going to notice.
Wow. Check this. They added a whole spring cleaning update that added a room editor, which allows you to edit rooms. It sounds like, if not, why would it be called a room editor? They've improved their performance on meta, overall their UI, and then added the legs in the avatar. They added a quick play mode for multiplayer to just quickly match make. They merged servers to reduce wait time as well too. That's cool.
Okay.
And they said a new X-ray effect, which track co-op players through wall. Don't know what that means. Hopefully that might mean that the zombies can like track where you all are into.
Yeah, because I need that.
That's what it sounds like, right?
But I don't need that.
But doesn't that sound like what it sounds like?
How about they can't track me at all?
Okay. I don't make the game.
Give me blind zombies, please.
Oh, nope. Okay. It allows you to track a silhouette of your partner
Okay.
through the wall. So if your partner's on
Thank you.
outside
That
the
I could
wall,
do. That's helpful.
you see an outline of them. Okay.
I'm like, that's not a good, helpful update there, man.
Panic resolve. So Drop Dead the Cabin, awesome game. Definitely gotta hop back into it.
Sweet. Meta, and this is I'll say what it is.
This is
but
probably the least meaty of the meat. This is like when you
Well,
order a
it's
sandwich
the
and there's
least-
two. We ordered a salami sandwich. It came with 2 pieces of salami with this one.
No, this one comes with a headline. And that's it. Zero details, just headline. So Meta says they plan on opening up more actual physical stores because right now they really only have pop-ups and I think one perma location to display all their cool things. So they're definitely way behind Apple's 500 stores. But Apple sells cell phones, so I kind of get it, and iPads and all that shit. But regardless, they are saying they're going to open, theoretically, physical, long-term stores.
They already have some,
Which,
but it sounds like they're going to open more.
well, they have like the most minuscule amount. I
I
think,
think they have like 2.
Burlington's the only one that,
Yeah.
or Burlingame. Beautiful looking store, makes total sense. You got Ray-Bans. I look at just the layout they had of the Ray-Ban display at Connect last year. That itself is a store, right? And now you add headsets and accessories, and of course, I kind of want to work on one. And it's funny because I instantly thought, I'm like, ooh, there's a way into Meta right there. Just take over one of their retail stores. But I'm like,
They're opening. They probably, if they open any around us, it would be Boston.
retail here, gone tomorrow is the sad reality of the retail. But I'm like,
They're probably opening these just to push their Ray-Bans.
They got a micro kitchen in their freaking store for their employees, right? They have to. It's Meta. There's no way these employees are working at that store and they're going without some of those perks of dried mangoes. And,
Imagine they opened a Springfield store.
I'd use
Yeah,
my
but no, if
resume
they opened
I just
in
don't want to live.
Massachusetts, they were going to open a Boston store.
Yeah, I think the locations, if I were to predict, are going to be like L.A., Boston, New York City, Vegas, Texas,
Chicago,
Miami,
Atlanta.
They're going to go to Atlanta Airport, maybe.
Oh,
Other
dude,
than
you
that,
could put a store of this in the Atlanta airport. That place is a city.
outside the airport. I don't know if I'd put one in Atlanta. Only because money goes farther in Atlanta. You spend $300,000 in Atlanta on a house, you get a fucking nice house, dude.
I know, it's just a big consumer hub of like that type of stuff. There's usually an Atlanta store.
I think he'll triangulate the, and then but it's retail, so it's like 3 to 5 years.
Well, this is probably to push their wearables. When they stop doing that, I imagine the stores will go away.
So it's an interesting. As long as they don't try to saturate.
I go back to
put one in every shopping center in the country.
Well, I go back to it's in the Holyoke Mall. I go back to what did they up production to? 100 million or something like that.
What, Ray-Ban?
Yeah,
20
million. How do you sell 20 million? You gotta.
But Ray-Ban has stores. Ray-Ban's got a strong dominance in the marketplace, anyways. But to include that. Just because of the Ray-Ban Meta glasses.
The parent company of Ray-Bans too, Luxor Exotic, whatever their name is, Luxor Exotic. They own like
too. Yeah.
Well, and they own a bunch of different brands as well too for like retail outlets beyond just Ray-Ban.
Yeah.
So they're set for sure.
But the best part about this is the this is the answer to how do you get VR into people who have never tried it. And the only way to really do that is to be having pop-up stores, to be having physical locations. Sadly, to not be showing up to events on the East Coast that pull in over 1 million freaking people in 4 days to have them try your freaking product, which is mind-boggling to me why that's not happening. With a show special, walk out try it today, buy it today, save money. Leave packs with your freaking MetaQuest headset. So sometimes I wonder the serious intentions of so they're going to put in a store, but do they have a real expectation of sales from it when they could be spending less money to get bigger word out quickly for people to try the headset? But at the end of the day,
it's coming.
It is meant for people to be able to go
try
in and
buy.
try. Yeah, these are more for people who don't own it than people who own it.
It'd be interesting to see where these all go in the development of that. Interesting stuff. So, for the PSVR2 crowd, this game already exists on MetaQuest, EPYKA. It's a short little story-based VR puzzle game. It got good reception in what exists of the game. It's got awesome visuals. It had really good puzzles. The main drawback to it was a fairly short experience. That was the main criticism of it, just a few hours. But, people did enjoy what was there. It's going to be launching on PSVR 2 on June 5th for, interestingly specific price here, $10.49. So, interesting stuff. Let's see if it gets a newfound resurgence on PSVR 2. Again, I still think it was a good game on the Quest. As long as you're not expecting to get a 60-hour Asgard's Wrath 2 experience, for a $10 game, it's really not bad.
$10 is, dude, what can you say?
$10.49 on the PSVR 2.
Okay.
And don't forget that 49 cents.
Plus tax.
Yeah.
It's $50.
Let's see. I'll pay attention to the top selling on the PSVR 2 store over the next month.
Okay. So
Your last one.
It's a good one too.
We ended with to get some good ones. A good little 1-2 to close off the show.
Meaty sandwich it was this week, eh?
So you always need a layer of cheese at the bottom,
Into the Radius 2, which came out early access last week.
This
early
is the cheese
access for sure. But they added a hotfix, which is cool because, and nobody should doubt that this is not going to be continued to work on. So although this is good news, it's like, is it really surprising that they did it? But no. So they added, fixed a couple of issues, one causing crashes, and well, that's a big one. And the other that it was a save load fix that would prevent you from spawning in a new location when returning to the game. And some minor other changes, and I'm sure some back end shit that we don't even know is a problem. So in it to win it, I'm thinking it's almost going to be weekly. Every other week, we're going to see something come out in regards to Into the Radius 2 until it officially launches with the might and power that it claims it's going to. But no, really good game. We got to dabble in it on PC VR and really enjoyed it. I've heard some mixed feelings on launch day for this of early access. But no, they were pretty open about what the early access consisted of and not, and what you're going to get and what you're going to get in the future. So I look forward to bigger and better things, but I got nothing bad to say about it because I know we liked it.
Yeah, I'm excited to see the game continue to
but I just want to shelf it until it's done. Mm-hmm. This is one of these games like I don't want to play it.
I think we're going to see bug fixes and stuff almost every week.
That's what I'm saying. It's like I'm not like I was
every
excited,
week it's going to be a better game.
I'm like I'm not shocked about it.
So good stuff from CM Games.
Hells yeah.
So my last one before we get into the upcoming games through the month of June, Les Mills XR Body Combat. Freaking game that's never quit.
One of the best. Dude.
They've launched a new Never Surrender DLC on Quest, Steam, and PS VR2. So just another DLC in this game, dude. How much content have they brought since launch?
Way too much. But what I've always appreciated and respected is what you got with the base game is enough for your life. If you don't need any, if you didn't have the money, you just wanted to start the process. It's like, dude, you get so freaking much.
So this DLC brings back their endurance sessions, which were previously in the game, but then went away. And the community kind of wigged out and were like, no, we want those back. They're over 20-minute long sessions. They're just an endurance challenge. And this DLC is bringing those back, much to the delight of the community, I'm sure. Community is a bunch of savages. They took away the 20-minute plus ones, and when
I was on my little kick with it, I did a few that were the longest ones. Mm-hmm. I'm like, let me try the longest one. So I'm wondering if that was one of them. That game fucking destroy you.
Dude,
but
this game's good.
The best motivational coaches ever for in-game workout to like really get in your head to make you feel like, dude, still the best line ever.
Get right.
When they ask me what superheroes wear when they wake up in the morning, I tell them this, like
they're
what
awesome.
You're wearing now.
Dan and Rachel are awesome.
Damn, dude.
Such a good game.
There are people who are just legit made for what they do.
I don't want to do a workout in there. Just like just one little 5-minute one. The gloves in there, I was watching a video of it last week and like,
dude,
they're
great.
Yeah. The way the gloves hit the pads.
And shit.
Yeah, they did a great job.
Come on, man.
Awesome stuff. I love Les Mills.
Yeah. Get raked.
Get raked.
Get raked, mate.
So, to close up the show, the upcoming games for the month of June. I like when you start. You want to do the first 8? Or the first half? I think it's 16. I think it's
you should caught me in a mid yawn.
In a mid yawn. Oh no, hopefully I don't catch it. Keep your yawn away.
Keep your yawn from me.
Get away. Get away.
Okay. So we have Alliance Peace Fighter coming June 4th to PC VR. EPYKA is on there every week. June 5th, PSVR 2. Love this next name. Little Thief.
I haven't heard of this one
June 5th,
yet.
Quest, me either. Neon Cypher, June 6th, PC VR and Quest. Exergale coming June 9th on Quest. V-Racer Hoverbike coming June 12th on Quest. June's starting to stack.
Oh, yeah. Isn't that supposed to be a quiet?
Yeah, but here we go. Zombie Army VR coming June 12th. PC VR, PSVR 2, and Quest. I will be playing that day 1. Five Nights at Freddy's. Secret of the Mimic coming June 13th on PSVR 2.
Good stuff. Dude, June is really stacking up.
Mm-hmm.
And now...
starting to gain some traction.
Then for the rest of June, we also have Overdark, a Do Not Open story coming June 13th to the MetaQuest. Badminton Time VR coming June 17th to PSVR2. The Smurfs Flower Defense coming June 19th to MetaQuest 3. We have Elemental Towers coming June 23rd to PC VR. We have Cave Crave coming June 26th to PSVR2 and MetaQuest. We have Neolithic Dawn, which was a long time coming sometime in June to MetaQuest. Umbrella Up, coming sometime in June to MetaQuest, another one I haven't heard of yet. And Warriors, coming to PC VR sometime in June. So
again, June's starting to look pretty good.
Yeah, I went to the store page of Little Thief. It looks interesting. You gotta it's a little Robin Hoodie. You steal from the rich for the poor. And it looks like a little thief sim with some much more playful animations and much more childish. How interesting. I'll look up Umbrella Up as well too. Where are these games coming from, man? There's so many games. A VR action adventure game where your umbrella is your tool. And it looks like you're a snowman. Okay. This one could be real hit or miss. Let's see. Alrighty then. So on that note, what a fun episode. A lot of meat and potatoes on this one.
No,
So excited for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles VR and Counter-Strike 1.6 in VR.
That's all I needed.
Team Beef.
Yeah,
Continuing to bring the beef.
They need to legitimize them for Quest though.
Oh, put their games on the Quest store?
Fucking
their Doom mod,
Correct.
There's a story that came out a couple months ago that John Carmack petitioned ID to
wasn't enough money.
He said, I'll do a $1 million guarantee on it.
Yep.
And they said, no. Dude, do you know how great it would be to be able to boot up the Quest store and you could get Doom in VR?
For a company to say no
It's
when
just
they haven't taken
it, dude,
any
don't get me
integrity
started.
away from
Don't
your
get me
product.
John Carmack
Makes you
is
just
the
look
creator
selfish.
of Dune. The creator of the IP. I get it.
Mhm.
He doesn't own it now. But he's going to the owners and saying, I will guarantee $1 million in sales on this. Out of pocket. And to say no. The game's already made.
It doesn't make sense.
The game's already made.
That's why Meta should just
Yeah, dude, don't even get me started. It's that was one of the most illogical I can't say one. There's a lot of illogical corporate, but that one was an extremely illogical corporate decision when I heard that. Have some respect for the IP creator too. When he shows up at your door, saying
Well,
and
that
saying
shows you
to
the
front the
reality
cost
shit,
of it. It'd be different if he was like, "Hey, fund this project."
No,
He's like,
I'll
no.
give you $1 million
I'll
to let
guarantee
them do the work.
Well, I'll guarantee it $1 million.
It's
You'll
come on,
at
man.
least get $1 million.
To me, that just makes you look like a douchebag.
Ah,
As
dude,
a
what a
company?
weird moment. Yeah.
And I love ID. I mean, don't get me
Dude,
started. But
yeah. Again,
it's
like
kind
you
of a
said,
douchey move.
shows the reality of suits.
yeah,
Once they're suits
Oh,
in
at
a
the end
bowl-
of the day?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's suits.
people aren't people in what you think, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and
At
probably
the end of the day,
the people that get to say yes in that situation probably have. When's the last time do you think they've fired up a game console or a game? It's a different.
if ever.
Yeah, they're business.
ever,
They're
dude.
these investor people and all that.
I mean,
nonsense.
truthfully, that's why you put 8 or 9 of the most successful people around a dinner table, you're going to get more work done than you'll ever get done
Mhm.
trying to do it through normal channels. Half the shit won't even get to you.
Mm-hmm.
Legitimately, people are going to assume you don't need and that I try sending Zuck something, somebody else is going to read it before it goes to somebody else is going to read it before somebody else. And then maybe if it made it that far, so you have all these fucking people making decisions for you. Holy Moses. I'd hate to be in that position.
So fun stuff this week, though. Like I said, a lot of me. I'm so excited for CS.
Well, I
1.6.
digress easy.
Let's go.
You're saying Counter-Strike's coming to VR, right?
Let's go.
Again, though,
Brief.
that should be on the fucking
Yeah.
store.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I hope Deadpool
Although-
VR is legit.
Valve would probably not really like that a lot, but
Yeah, well,
that would be an awesome relationship.
yeah. Hopefully, we've seen them work together a bit with Steam Link app is on the Quest.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we continue to see more stuff come.
Should be no hate there, right?
All right. Well, thank you all for tuning in. Stay tuned for much more fun stuff to come. We got a lot of great stuff in the works. A lot of great stuff coming up. And, be sure to check out the Patreon, subscribe, rate us 5 stars, check out our Discord. Awesome community there. And we will check you out next week. Ciao, ciao.